You guys aren't doing the introduction?
What's this one called?
Living in Blackness.
We have 3 podcasts. Well, I'm like, we have 4 actually.
You on 4 podcasts?
Yeah, right now it's so let's get the ball rolling. This is Living in Blackness, and today we're here with me, Kobe Banks,
Martell Irving, and my Dukes.
She thought I was gonna introduce her.
So we decided to start Living in Blackness to talk about the Black mental health stigma, and also just mental health has one facet, but being Black and just like living in Blackness and the culture and the pieces, the different components that attribute to Black mental health and the difference between just mental health and Black mental health. Because I believe there is a difference. What do you guys think?
No, I feel like that's 100% accurate. Like, not until I want to say this year, I feel like I really started to take mental health seriously and understand that it is actually a real thing. Because I feel like for my whole life, it's kind of just been like, man up, like, stop being a bitch.
Right.
Yeah,
things like that, you feel me? So this year is something I really be able to come to terms with and be like, damn, like this is something that I really need to take serious and be able to deal with because it has such a huge impact on me. And on top of that, being Black, dealing with it. So
But I think that's important to note because culturally those are things that are said often. And let's just start by saying being Black is the dopest shit ever, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So like it's not that
it's the coolest thing ever. I ain't heard dope in forever.
Don't say cool. Don't say cool.
But being Black in the Black culture is beautiful.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that that stem from a long line of distrust and different things, different traumas, different things that have happened culturally, socially, especially in America, that have gotten us to this point. And so I thought it was important, you guys being young African American men who are pretty cool, even if I am biased. I thought it was important to have your guys' voice heard because it can't be taboo anymore. Too many young Black people, not even just young Black people, too many young people, period, are losing their lives, are struggling, are having a hard time just adjusting to reality because we're not talking about it. And so we got to start making it a taboo topic, and we got to be able to really discuss openly and freely and honestly. Which that's what kind of brings us here today. So before, did you have anything you want to say before? So Telly, who address the elephant in the room, right? And so you're a wonderful musician. You're a wonderful football player. You're a wonderful student. You're a wonderful son, a wonderful brother. You're all these different titles and hats and things, right? And so in March, while you were home for spring break, something happened. And when that happened, it kind of became a little trigger. And a whole lot of other things happened in a short time period right after that. And I remember sending you guys a text message, I think it was in May. So the incident happened in March, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. And I remember sending you guys a text message like the beginning of May. And I remember I had been on the phone with Kobe a few days, and he just wasn't sounding right. He was sounding,
I was sounding
sleeping. You were sounding down. You were sleeping a little too much.
I was depressed.
Sleeping at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And so as a mom, this is the first time Kobe's been away from home, so I was worried. And then I talked to your mom. So for you guys who don't know, Telly's mom is one of my best friends, and so we were talking, and she's like, "Kim, I need you to check on Telly." So I'm like, well, "What the heck's going on?"
We was going through it. We was going through it.
So I knew if I just asked you guys like what's going on, you guys were going to tell me, "Oh, stuff is okay." Yeah. So I just wanted to send you guys a message that I felt was inspiring and that
I remember it.
That could help, hopefully, you know. And so I sent you guys this real deep message, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm super long-winded. So it was really long. It was like super one of those ones.
It was long. I read it in parts. Like I went back, I read the first part. I was in class, I think, and then I came back 30 minutes later and read the rest.
It's like one of those ones in the meme where it shows like the super long. Yeah. So, but I just felt like I really wanted to lift you guys up. Mm-hmm. And then right after I sent you guys that, I was watching the Today Show, and the Ohio State football player had came on.
Hey, real quick, you watched the Today Show?
Yeah. Every day.
I know she watched that.
Hey, I'm going to hold a copy. The Today Show's cool. The Today Show's cool.
This is funny. Okay. But yeah, let's get back on topic.
I said like TTF. So I was watching Today Show, and the football player from Ohio State, Harry Miller, he was on the Today Show, and he was talking about his struggles, and he was a football player, but it resonated with me because his story reminded me a lot of yours, but it wasn't just that, it was just, I believe in signs. So I think I just think that you're supposed to pay attention to things. And it was the fact that we were already kind of in the mix of this discussion, and then this came on, and I was like, nah, this is supposed to be something bigger. We got to do something with this. So immediately after I seen that, I was like, you know what, you guys, we got to put something into motion. We're meant to talk about this. We're meant to bring awareness to this. We're meant to do something about it. And so with that, Telly, I just want to talk to you about, okay, what happened in March? Like what?
Okay, yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know that are watching this, in March, late March, it was spring break. I was at the pad. I was actually going to y'all house. Yeah. And I had gotten a pretty bad accident, totaled my car, things like that. So it was a lot more than I thought it would have been. You feel me? I'm thinking like, okay, it's just an accident. I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna figure all it out. But it had a bigger impact on me than, you feel me, I realized initially, especially mentally. Just not being able to play football at the time. So stepping away from that, where I was already like, damn, you know, I'm trying to balance my dreams and football, you know. So then for football to be stripped from me, it was just a lot, you know. It put a lot into perspective about what I really want to do, who I really want to be. And so it just got real, like within myself, I feel like I was losing myself. I didn't know who I was. I feel like for so long, especially being African-American, you feel me, male, I identify with ball. Like that was a part of who I was. So it was just like stripping that from me. And then on top of that, like my time's running out. Don't got a lot of time to play ball and every day, you know. So it was just a lot on my head. So over the course of probably like, I would say like 2 months, I was depressed, to be honest. I had to go through a whole bunch of physical therapy stuff. I was always isolated and shit. It was crazy.
What do you think was, thinking back on it now, what do you think was the source of the depression or the trigger for your depression? Do you think it was the accident? Do you think it was not being able to play football? Do you think it was just
a sign?
Right. Or that you knew you had to make this pivotal decision in your life and you didn't want to make the wrong decision?
Yeah. Around that time, it was a whole bunch of stuff happening. Like just everything just started in one. It was like, crazy. Are these signs? It was just getting crazy.
Yeah, I felt like, because I already know I was about to graduate. Right. So in my head, it's like, okay, do I take this last year, you feel me, play ball one more year, or do I just step into the real world, chase my dreams, you know, and let it go? Those were already thoughts in my head, you know. Right. So taking football away from me and things like that is just like, damn, like God, you trying to tell me like I need to walk away from this, or do I need to fight through this? Is this a part of my story? Is this how I'm going to impact other people? It was just a lot, you feel me? And I feel like I was losing myself, and I was just so caught up in making the right decision, doing right for everyone else and shit like that I lost myself.
So what do you think? Do you feel like there was a pressure, or do you feel like you felt overwhelmed?
Hell
do you
yeah.
feel like
Hell yeah, it was a pressure. I mean, I feel like I'm not gonna sit here and say that you feel me, and was in college and balling for other people, but like, if college didn't have ball, I know I wouldn't be there. You know, so I was contemplating dropping out. I had like a quarter left, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was just
It
like,
was
I'm finna walk away from all this, you know. So I just didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew what other people wanted me to do, and that was all I was getting fed day in, day out. Whether that was coaches, parents, older friends, older siblings, shit like that, you know. And it was just like everybody just thought I was okay because I've always been okay.
Yeah.
Like I always figured the shit out, and it just was like I felt like I was just faking. Like I was never myself. No point in the day I was myself, and it was just like I got to make the right decision. I got to do the right thing because everybody's looking. Everybody's like, what is he finna do? Shit like that. So
I was getting to the point where it was like becoming too much though. Like I feel like a lot of people didn't see it behind the scenes like I did because we stayed together. Yeah. But it was just like every day it was like, okay, you go out, you can fake it all day, but it's gonna come out sooner or later. When you get home, it was just like exhausting. Yeah. He was tired and he's just like, I don't know what to do, and I'm just like, I felt like it was getting to the point I couldn't even really say nothing. I'm just like, bro, you just gotta do what you want to do. Like, you gotta silence everybody else out and do what you want.
Yeah.
But I think that brings an important part too, because I feel like sometimes as parents, and I'll just say this from the adult perspective, not even as parents, because I don't want to make it like it was your mom. I just think adults in general, right? Because we've lived a certain amount of our life. And so I feel like sometimes we don't even understand the amount of pressure that we put on the young people, the next generation. It's a generational thing. So it's really interesting because my dad, he was a college professor, and I happen to be really smart. And so my dad, he thought if he did summer programs and put me in the best academic programs and this, that, and the other, that it would make me, to him, he was giving me everything, all the tools I needed to be successful in what I wanted to do because I wanted to be an attorney.
Yeah.
But what he was really doing was actually driving me away from it because it just became so overwhelming and there was so much pressure in that, right? And even though that experience happened with me, when I became a parent, I didn't necessarily automatically put that situation into play with my own kids. Because what happened was similar to you, and I'll use Kevin and Kobe as an example. They both walked away from the sports they loved, but they did it at the end of high school. So I think their transition was a little bit easier than yours.
Yeah.
Even though it's still hard because you've played for the majority of your life at that point,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
But so like I remember Kevin telling me like when he was like around 9th grade, he was like, "You forced me to play football." What do you mean I forced you to play football? I didn't force you to play football. I didn't see it that way. I saw it as like, you said this is what you want to do, so I gave you all the tools to do that. But I'm going to try to make you the best. It was
definitely looking forceful, though.
I'm going to try to make you the best at whatever you do. So I'm thinking like, okay, doing football camps, doing, training, doing all of this stuff is helping. But in his eyes, he's seen it as I'm putting more pressure on him.
Yeah.
There's a force with it. And I had to step back in that moment and say, you know what? That's when it hit me that this was the same way I felt when my dad was doing this to me.
Yeah.
And now I know, too, what my dad also was feeling because my dad was thinking he was just giving me the tools, And that's what I thought I was doing to Kevin. But in reality, I was creating this whole kind of burden, kind of weight, you know what I'm saying? Like where it's a weighted situation when this should really be fun. And so that's one of the things I wanna hit home is that some of these things that should really be fun and we should really be able to use to express ourselves. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we as parents or we as adults, we as the older generation have to understand that like we're putting extra pressure in these situations and kids our children just want to make us happy. At the end of the day, that's what children want to do. Children want to make their parents happy, you know. And so, and they're trying to do, they have all these added pressures. So we'll pick it up from there. So even though nobody intended, and I hope you recognize that nobody intended to make it feel like a pressure type situation, it's still that's how you felt. You felt overwhelmed in that moment. You felt like there was a lot of pressure and it was just too much.
Yeah, and then for sure, what made it worse for me was that I felt like I couldn't be real with anyone. Like, I felt like I couldn't be real with anyone. Like, other than Kobe, if I'm keeping it a band, like, I didn't really talk about how I was feeling in detail and anything like that because I felt as if it didn't really matter. Because I would open up, I would talk to people, and at the end of the conversation, they would still, you feel me, try to slip in what they feel was right. You feel me? Like, oh, yeah, I feel what you're saying, but do this type shit. It's just like you don't hear me. Like, you don't get me, you feel me? So that just made me just really, and that I feel like that's what made it so much worse because I stopped talking about it. It started to just, you feel me? I just started to wear that shit on me.
Hey, you stopped talking.
Yeah, like I just stopped talking in entirety, you feel me? So
let's talk about that because you went into complete shutdown, right?
Yeah. I feel like, and now where I'm at now, I feel like my main focus is being transparent with the people around me and, you feel me, people that see me on social media and shit like that. I want them to know that just because shit looks good on the outside, like, that's not how it is all the time, you know? And, like, allowing people to, you feel me, identify with me, you feel me, relate with me and shit like that because, like, I felt alone when I shouldn't have. You feel me? I had so many people, but I allowed my mind, I allowed the pressures, everything to, you feel me, just kind of close me out from everything.
And also, let's recognize, too, that that's one of the symptoms of, like, depression,
too. Yeah, 100%.
Like, you do feel isolated and you feel alone. And even I think that you hit on a key part, though, is I think that people have to start being more aware when you're talking to someone, regardless of whatever's going on in their lives. Mm-hmm. They may look like the happiest person. They may look like the saddest person. Regardless of whatever, when you're really trying to connect with someone, it is so critically important that you hear that person and that you and that you give people. And I always tell people this because I give a lot of people advice. Mm-hmm. And I will always give you advice based on what you're telling me and what your situation is. I'm never going to tailor advice based on what I think you should do. It's going to be what you, but a lot of people don't know how to separate that. And it's not that people have ill intentions at all.
Yes,
it's just that people just don't know. And what a lot of times they're doing is they're like putting themselves in the center of it. Mm-hmm. Stop putting yourself in the center. You don't have to do that to help me. And sometimes you don't even have to offer your 2 cents. Sometimes all you got to do is listen and let me vent to you. So that, you know, but, so take us to that day when everything kind of unfolded. So how long was it after the accident?
Like 2 months.
Yeah. Probably like 2 months. And
but it was after you quit ball. That was like the day.
The day, right?
Yeah, that was the day.
I was just...
Well, let's go to the day before, okay? Man. This one it started the day before. And he had I was still asleep. He had got up, he had went down to the practice, and he had been late like that whole week. And he's never late. His alarm was just not working. And he came to me, he told me, he's like, bro, my alarm's just not working. Like,
it was
I always get up. Good. I get up by myself, and he's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm feeling like these are signs. So he goes to practice, and I'm still asleep because he get up at like 4 a.m. And then when he gets home, he's like, I'm done. Like, he didn't tell me before it. I didn't talk to him. I didn't influence his decision. And that's how I wanted it to be. And he just came home. He's like, I'm done. He's like, I'm done. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just done with ball.
I remember.
We left it at that. And I'm like, all right, I'm about to go to class. And
because I came back. And he was leaving like, what are you doing? Why are you here type shit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I'm done. So, so that happened. And then, you feel me, I sat in my thoughts a little bit. I'm just like, you feel me, I can't give up. Like, I felt as though I was giving up. Mm-hmm. Like, I was... But it's like I at that point, I had already graduated, you feel me? I'd already played ball. Like, I already felt what it was like to go out on the field and make plays, you know? Like, I did what I wanted to do as a kid, you feel me?
Right, because let's not skip that part because you came off an amazing season. season.
Yeah,
that was like the best thing at all, and that's what I think shocked everybody the most. Is like you left when everything was just now going right, and nobody was expecting that.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. That was just all that they saw from the outside. They wasn't really seeing what niggas was going through on a day-to-day. But, yeah, so that happened. I came home. I was in my thoughts. And then
and let's make it clear, because you did graduate.
Yeah.
And the reason why you were able to continue is because you got accepted into graduate school.
Oh, yeah. Moms want to talk. Yeah, I graduated.
You got accepted into graduate school.
Yeah,
and so you were able to, they were offering you another year on scholarship, right? While you finished grad school. And so this was going to be, you knew this was going to be your final season, though, because you would finish grad school. And
eligibility,
yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah, so I had, the day before, you feel me, I was late. I went in there, I pushed my plates, the whole practice. It was just, you feel me, that's just my consequence. I know how it is. I wasn't tripping off that. Went home, and I'm just like, okay, bro, like, either I am going to go all in, get my shit together regardless, because this is not who I am. You know, I'm not being myself. This is not Martell Herbert. This is not, you know, so either I'm going to go all in or I'm going to let this go. And you feel me? I just prayed about it. And you feel me? I went to sleep. I remember I woke up on time. I could have went to practice on time and all that, but it's just like, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this no more. I'm tired of not being Martell. Like I was literally thinking about the young man I was when I came in, all this energy, all this light, you feel me? And I just felt like it was just getting stripped from me. Like day to day, you feel me? Like just because I couldn't, like it was always somebody trying to like shape me to be like this or shape me to be like that. You feel me? It was never like I just love and accept Martell Irby for who he is. You feel me? I didn't feel like that anymore. So I was losing myself because I felt like I had to be someone else in order to quote unquote succeed, or you feel me? Like
so let's unpack that real quick, because I think that part's important, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna unpack that part real quick, because I don't think it's important necessarily where you're feeling that from. Like we can all imagine. I mean, this is NCAA, you know. There's expectations. We're giving you a scholarship. We're expecting you to perform. And I do want to make it really clear, like you had some really good support from some of your coaches.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
so it was, but I think that goes back to kind of how we were talking about the situation with my dad and how I saw it transpire to Kevin and Kobe is I think some of this is like societal pressures, right? Where people are like, we have this expectation of you. We're going to give you this scholarship right here. This is a $30,000 per year institution. So they're essentially handing you, you know, between $30,000 and $50,000 a year. So we're giving you this scholarship, but this is the expectation that we're having right here. And then it's not just an expectation of you while you're at the school, but it's also an expectation of, if you want to get drafted, if you want to do this, you need to do this. If you're going to do that, you're going to perform in such a way. So I think that some of that just starts to take over. And one of the things I want to talk about is like there's this element of perfectionism that I think that often comes in as a trigger when we're talking about like mental health, depression especially, because we have a lot of times you'll see that you'll have that expectation of being perfect, and you'll want to be perfect. Like I struggle with perfectionism. I was supposed to write a book years ago. I haven't written my book yet because every time I go to write one page, and I write all the time, every time I go to write the first page, I'm like, it's not perfect. It's not what I want it to be. And I put this crazy amount of pressure on myself, and so it just doesn't even end up getting done. And then I feel like this level of disappointment from that, right? And so I think that perfectionism piece comes into play where sometimes, even if it's not necessarily the people around you saying you need to be this, this, and this, you're putting that sometimes even on yourself, right?
I feel like we do that too. Even what we're doing now, I feel like we're growing out of it though. But allowing we got to be perfect.
Yeah,
because that will hold us back. That held us back for a very long time.
We wasn't dropping videos because it's like, no, this is not the way we want it. But now we start to see, like, the more we're pushing out, the more we're going up is because we're just getting the stuff out. Yeah. It's like we stop caring about how we look on camera, all that. We just getting the content out there.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's even what we talked about with this, right? We just undo it. We just ain't get it done.
Exactly.
And it's going to be cathartic. This is for us. And we said that we made that promise to each other before we started this. And we're going to do this for us.
True,
And if it helps people, that's wonderful. And hopefully it does. And if it reaches people, that's wonderful. But we're doing it for us. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like, man.
So,
What
I was going to say, so, because I know the story, but I want to know what was going through your head, too, that day. So,
the day?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's get to that. So, I woke up. I was on time, and I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. And I didn't want to reach out. I didn't want to talk to anyone because the type of person that I am, I'm so, like, I give in. You know, I
want to make everybody happy.
Yeah, so just like, if I talk to anyone, I'm just going to be like, yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm going to come in. So I was like, I'm not going to talk to nobody today. And then they was calling me. I was just like, I'm going to deal with the consequences at the end of the day. I'm going to reach out. You feel me? Be very respectful about it all. And, so I'm going about my day. I think I started editing videos. And then my mom calls me. And then we talk a little bit, and I felt as though, even though now looking back, I see, you feel me, she wasn't trying to pressure me. She just wanted me to do you feel me, go about it in a certain way.
Yeah.
You feel me, being that she's a teacher, you feel me, she deals with younger people. She's like, this is how you should go about dealing with people, like stuff like that, But in the time, it was just like, Ma, listen, like, hear me. Like, I need you right now just to be like, tell I'm with you. I got you, honey. You feel me? So that didn't pan out like that. And you were in the other room. That's what's crazy. That didn't pan out like that. And you feel me? I was just like, Mom, I got to get off the phone with you. Like, I'm not in a good space right now. So, boom.
But I can say your mom didn't know how serious it was because your mom called me.
Yeah.
She called me and she's like, Kimmy, I need you to talk to Telly. She's like, just when you get a chance, talk to Martell. And she's like, I don't know what's going on. He didn't go to practice today. And let's make sure, and I'm glad you said it, your mom's a teacher.
Yeah.
And education is first for her always. And so, like, wow, she's always been proud of you as a football player and a musician and everything, all the other hats that you wear. Her whole thing has always been school.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then there's still that expectation of you wanting to make your mother proud and you wanting to do so. But I just want to make sure it's clear that, no, her focus was on making sure that your school stuff was taken care of and that you were taken care of. And football was not a priority for her. But for you, it didn't feel like that in that moment.
And I feel like that was really my breaking point because it's like if I ain't got my Dukes, who I got, So I got off that phone with her and I was sitting there and I just felt like I needed to get away from the world. I felt like either I was gonna get space or I was gonna make some bad decisions, do some crazy things. So I just left everything.
Yeah.
Left my phone. I walked out the house.
Didn't tell me.
I just went on a walk, you feel me? And in that time period, it was really just a matter of like whether I was gonna choose myself for once. Like I feel like I never ever chose myself, bro. Like it was always about other people, and whether I'm going to really choose myself and trust God, because I know it's not going to be easy for me walking away from everything that comes with being a UCLA football player, all the perks, all the blessings, all the, you feel me? Like it's a lot, and I'm thankful. But I just felt like none of that mattered anymore. Like it was really just about me becoming who I felt like I was destined to be and being able to inspire other people to do the same shit. Like you don't have to just because people think you need to be doing this or you're so blessed to be in this position, it doesn't mean that if your heart not in it, you feel me, you can't walk away because God has, I feel like God places here to be able to find your passion and be able to live that out, not, you feel me, allow yourself to stay stagnant just because that's what the world wants. And that's where I was at. I'm just like, bro, I feel like I got so much to offer. Like, I'm making songs that I felt like were so amazing, but I can't put out.
So
like, it was just a lot. It was just a lot. Like, because if I post this song, my coach is gonna say I'm not focused.
Yeah.
You don't want to play ball. And it was bro. It was a lot, and I dealt with it for a long time.
With football, it was clear for you, like you were pretty done with football. You just wanted. You felt like you were only doing football still for everybody else.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spot on. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I didn't. You feel me?
So the other thing I think I want to make a point to saying, you guys know, because I tell you guys this all the time. And one of the things that you guys will hear as we do this podcast and we do more episodes, because I think it's really, really important to say, is that it wasn't necessarily about you feeling like you needed to be, that you needed to be happy, or you needed to, like, singing is going to make you happy all the time. Like, singing is this magic pill, or social media is this magic pill that will just instantly make you happy all the time. And so I think it's important, because I think that's what sometimes we need to understand, is that we're not meant to be happy all the time. Yeah. Like, happiness is an emotion, like sadness is, like anger is, like excitement is. These are all emotions. And so I don't understand why society makes us feel like we're supposed to be happy for this prolonged period of time. No, we have moments of happiness. Like, we have moments of sadness. Like, we have moments of excitement.
Exactly.
And I think most of the time what we're supposed to feel is content, satisfaction. Those are like the real feelings, that peace, solitude, solace. Like, those are the things that we're really supposed to carry with us and focus on. And when we have those pieces in our life, that's when we're really in a good space, where we're in a good well-being, right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I was just talking to somebody about that. Because it wasn't like, oh, I'm just trying to be happy. You know, I know life, you feel me, is gonna come with struggles regardless of what you're doing. Yeah. It was just more so about, like, this is my passion for real. Yeah. Like, it really is, and I don't know how else to put it. Like, I love football. I'm always loved football. But, like, I've been doing that my whole life, you feel me? And I've never, ever got to put music before that, or put, you feel me, for sake of this, like, social media, YouTube, creating stuff like that. I never got to put it before that. And it's just like, I'm not making this decision because I want to be happy every day.
Right.
I'm making this decision because I love it. And even on the bad days, I know I'm going to be able to work through it because this is what I want to do. You feel me? So it's just like, and it's going to be chaotic. Like, our life is chaotic, bruh.
Yeah, we don't sleep.
You feel me? Like, our life is chaotic, but I have peace within that because I feel like we working in our purpose. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
This is what we asked for.
Yeah, bro, come on. Yeah, so.
And with that, with that, we have.
This is Goodbye.
This is Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
This is Goodbye that was a hit right there.
That was tough, yeah.
Hey, that was a major collab. You guys both did your thing.
But and when This is Goodbye came about, I was like, we came to San Diego. We were in the studio, and we got there, and he just started recording himself. Really, I went to sleep. So I don't know. Did you already have a song written, or you?
No, I had like the beginning part of it. I put it in my memos one day. You feel me? Because that's just how I was feeling, like, back when I was a chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you recorded that yourself, right?
Yeah, I recorded the 88 again.
He taught me.
He taught me in like 15 minutes. Gave me like a little 15 minutes. Like, this is all you need to do. Like, you feel me? I'm like, yeah, bro, I gotta get this out. I gotta post this. Time is of the essence. You feel me? He's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave you be, do your thing. So you feel me? I even dropped a video about it. So yeah. I went in, I recorded that, and then when it finished, I'm like, bro,
When he finished the song, I woke up to the song playing. I woke up, and so we leave the studio. I didn't really listen to it right there because I was still tired. But when we were driving home, I listened to the song, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly what we need for this video. Yep. Let's do something showing the football field. Let's we already got hella clips from the season, like footage. So let's put all that into one video and let's make it a video. He was like, yeah, let's do it. Next day, we went back up to LA and we got to it. That was fast. We shot that the next day.
Yeah, it was epic.
And it came out amazing. Yeah. I think it was a powerful video. It definitely brought a tear to my eye. I thought it was beautiful.
Man, yeah.
We sent it out in the family group chat, made sure everybody saw it. Everybody they had nothing but praise because it was such a beautiful moment. And I think you were so vulnerable and you were so transparent with what you went through and your feelings. And just even seeing everything come together. Like, how many people actually, get the chance to say goodbye on their own terms?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
That is true.
And it's also a very hard thing. Your mom and I were actually talking about this. Yeah. And, you know, and one of the things she was saying and we were agreeing on is that it's one thing when your sports career ends and you can't play anymore. That's one thing. You have to give it up and you can't play. This was you making a decision to walk away and to choose yourself, like you said, choose yourself and choose what you want. And I think there's so much power in that, but there's also a toughness in that because it's like, you know, you're still able-bodied. You're still, there's still all these people looking at you like, how are you not, you know?
I think that might have inspired people the most because a lot of people don't, that was his last day, like going into the locker room. Like we shot that. It wasn't like we went, shot it, then came back and got the stuff. No, like if you watch the behind the scenes that we made, he was saying goodbye to everybody when we got there. So on his way out, like everybody's like, dang, like this is not the only thing. It's like, we can go chase our dreams. So I think it like opened hella people's eyes.
And even you feel me, other people are reaching out to me, other athletes, other schools and stuff like that. It's just like within football, like there's people playing 50 or 6 years, things like that, because they don't know what to do after football. And they're scared. They don't know, they're not ready to enter the world yet, you feel me? And it's like I was in a great position and being in grad school, the amount I was getting paid, everything like that. And it's just like, I could have stayed. You feel me? And it would have been great. Like, what we going through, you feel me, financially wouldn't be going, like, none of that, you feel me? Shit would be sweet. But it's just, I felt like this needed to occur, you feel me? Because the amount of people that hated me, like, damn, Tell, like, I ain't gonna lie, I be feeling like this, bro, but I just don't know what to do. Like, damn, Tell, that inspired me so much, that meant so much to me and stuff like that. It's just like, it for sure was confirmation. Like, I hear you, God, I'm gonna keep pushing. Like, I'm gonna duck my head because through, you feel me, our artistic, you feel me, expression, like we impacting people. And it's like we haven't even, that was some real serious, real serious, you feel me? Like we ain't even got to the fun stuff yet, you know? So it was good to be able to take that project on with you and you feel me?
We gotta
make that happen. Make that happen.
Yeah, no, but people. It was beautiful. And I think like you said, I think that's what we talk about, the cultural aspects too, right? It's like you kind of hit on it a little bit at the beginning, is that we don't necessarily, in the Black community, we don't have the same generational wealth as some of the other communities may have. And so a lot of times when we're focusing on sports, it may seem like as parents or we're focusing more on sports than education, but oftentimes that's not the case. That's a stigma. But what it is that we don't have college funds. Yeah. I'm a single parent. I have 5 kids. I don't have a college fund set up for any of my children. And so one of the ways we look at it is like, okay, we know that we have athletic prowess. We're great athletes.
Oh, God,
We're going to get out there.
Get your ass on that field, boy, and get to running that ball. So you talking about goodbye.
We're going to start, right? On the athletic
you walking away from millions.
And it really does become like a lifeline type of opportunity of like, if you want to go to college, this is what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? This is how you're going to get there. And unfortunately, and again, your mom and I talk about this too because we're both in education. The reality is, though, a lot of our kids can go to college without the athletics and without the sports.
Yes, sir.
We just have to.
Okay, go. Okay.
Yes,
go ahead, go.
Sport.
Your shit.
I'm just saying, no sports for me. I just got there. Just got there, woke up, boom.
Okay, bro.
UCLA. They calling me like I did get offer.
So what I'll say is it was really hard. So Kobe has an older brother, Kevin, and when Kevin told me he didn't want to play football in college, and Kevin's reasoning was very different. He wasn't getting the offers he wanted to get. Kevin's like, nah, I know I'm one of the best corners out there. Yeah. So if the schools that I want aren't going to offer me because I'm only 5'9" and I'm not 5'11", 6 foot, then I don't want to play.
Yeah, like 5'10".
And
put some respect on his height. Yeah, 5'10".
Bro, you just say that so you can be taller.
No, I'm 6 foot.
And so when Kevin came to me and told me, he was like, "Mom, I don't think I want to play in school," because that was the path we were taking.
Yeah.
We were looking for scholarship opportunities. And so it was a thing of like, okay, we're going into full motion, full throttle, but we did it. And Kevin just graduated. You guys are the same year, so you graduated and Kevin graduated, and he was able to do that without playing any sports, debt free, didn't take out any loans.
Yeah,
and
I seen that. If I'm being honest, that's like Kev did that, and I think I was going into like my junior year, my sophomore year, and that kind of came to me. I'm like, Kev not playing ball no more. I'm like, okay, this how he didn't care that he not playing ball, and I took my junior year off. I didn't play no sports. I was just like,
which was very hard for me.
Yeah, I was just like, no, I'm about to have fun. Like, I want to do what I want to do, and I need like a summer. Like, I feel like we wasn't enjoying it. Yeah. Like, and that's one I don't really regret nothing, but that's one of my regrets. Like, I look back on like youth sports, like I was taking it too serious. Like, I'm going into practice like, oh, let me do this. I should have been out there just having fun the whole time. We talk about it all the time. Yeah, like, we could have been having so much fun. Like after the games, how we have fun. Yeah, but we was taking it too serious. But. Mm-hmm.
But it ends up working out. Yeah. But every experience is important. And, I mean, you got a wonderful video out of it. You got a wonderful song. And more importantly, I think it's important for us to make sure we end these podcasts on a how do you feel moment.
Yeah.
So, like just a check, right? Yeah. So how are you feeling now?
No, I feel amazing. I've been in college, you feel me, 4 or 5 years working my ass off, and it don't feel no different. You feel me? I still want it the same. It's just something else, and it feels good. You feel me, to be working and pushing and making the connections and growing musically, growing as far as film and stuff like that. And I just feel like, man, I just got so much to offer, so much. So I'm happy. For me, I'm blessed. And I'm just ready, you feel me, to continue to be a light, continue to be real, genuine, transparent about what I'm going through, and have fun with this shit. Like, come on, like.
That's what it's all about.
I'm gonna pop my shit. Fuck it. Like, it's good, bro. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm ready.
That's great.
Yeah.
Cole, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm just feeling great. I'm feeling great. I always feel good, though. But I'm feeling great to be in the position that we in. Like, we're just working every day. Like Tel said, yeah, that's really all it is. It's just work, go back to school. I'm going to just finish how I'm looking right now. At first, I was looking like I was going to drop out just because I wanted to. This was before a tail situation. I just didn't really want to do college. Like, it had nothing for me, like you said. Like, we ain't playing sports or nothing. I don't got nothing. I can do everything I want to do now. We're in a different day of time. Like, I can do everything I want to do and be successful at it. But now I'm feeling like I just want to just finish school and just still keep working on what we're doing. As long as we're doing what we're doing, I've noticed that it's like I'm happy I could do school as long as I'm pushing towards something else. Yep. So, yeah, I'm feeling good.
How you feeling, man?
How you feeling?
So I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling pretty good today. Tomorrow might be different. Yeah. So I think that's what's important to recognize is, especially when you're wearing that parent hat for me, it's when my children are doing good and they're feeling good, then I tend to be feeling good too. Yeah. But also there are times when, man, that shit all falls on me. Yeah. And those are the hard moments. But what I know is that tomorrow's going to be a new day, and it's going to be a new outlook. And
amen.
And we're going to get through it. Yeah. So, but today's a good day, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. Always. And I think we're going to do this for us, and we're going to hope that other people get something beautiful out of it. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah,
love y'all.
Love y'all. I was just going to say it. Brack. Come on, you got to say it too. Brack.
Brack.